Let's go and select our October TBR. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Trishita Reads. I am Trishita and in today's video, I will be selecting my TBR for the month of October. I am doing this video in the second last week of September. Yes, it is quite early, but October is always a busy month for me because it is Durga Puja time. So as always, I will be selecting 10 books from my entire physical TBR and I will select those books with the help of my TBR jar. So without any delay, let's start the video. Even though this jar seems a lot empty, but I do have a lot of prompts in this one. So let's go and pick my first prompt. And the first one I got is story with multiple POVs. Okay. Let me go and find a few options. I did not find a book that has multiple POVs exactly, but I found 3 books from my TBR and those books have dual POVs, so hope it counts. The first book is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. The second book is To Hate Adam Connor by Ella Mays. And the third book is Daydream by Hannah Grace. Even though I am very excited to read all of these 3 books, but I think you have guessed it right. I will be reading Daydream by Hannah Grace. I have waited for Henry's love story since I read Icebreaker and this is Henry's love story. I am very excited. Okay, let's read the blurb of this book together. She is the one he is dreaming of. As a chronic procrastinator, Henry Turner always knew his junior year in college wasn't going to be easy. That was before he made ice hockey captain as well as landing himself in a difficult class with his least favorite professor. Thankfully, it's then that Henry meets Hallie, a fellow junior who he immediately befriends. Academic pressure has never been a struggle for Hallie, but as an introverted people pleaser with a tendency to overcome it herself, she can't help but offer to help Henry pass his class. In turn, he offers to help make college life a little bit inspiring, just the thing she needs as an aspiring novelist. She wants to become a writer. Wow. Failure isn't an option for either of them, but that doesn't mean there is a little room for romance. I can't wait to read this book. I am so happy that I got to pick this book up. A very good start to my October TBR. Let's see what the next prompt is. Okay, what do I have? Oh no. A book with over 500 pages. Are any of these books over 500 pages? Let me check. If they are, then I will add them to my TBR. Okay. Oh no. This is 434 pages long. Can't choose it. And this one? Oh no, this is 419 pages long. I found the best book that I can fit in this. I have A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. I am keeping my fingers crossed. Let's see how many pages this book is. This book is exactly 533 pages. Perfect fit. And here goes the story of the book. It started with a kiss. Reine Beaumont is beautiful and kind. She always gets good grades and is loved by everyone in Lancaster Prep. Everyone but brooding campus bad boy Crew Lancaster. Crew is rich and handsome. His life is meant to be easy. But when you have an overbearing father and your family own the school, the pressure to be the best makes life harder than everyone thinks. And he certainly doesn't have time for innocent girls who only care about their classes. Girls like Reine Beaumont. But when unexpected chemistry disrupts psychology class, Reine discovers there's more to life than good grades, and Cleo finally understands what it's like to be in love. Steamy, romantic, and totally addictive, this is a love story for everyone who believes that true love really does happen when you least expect it. Wow. But I am also afraid to read this book because people have told me that this book has some very questionable scenes that happen and those scenes kind of scar you. Let's see, but I am very excited to read this one. Now, coming to the third prompt, let's see. Please be a little bit kind, jar, please. Okay. Recommended to you. What is recommended to me? I have to check. I know which one. I am part of a book club, and in one of my haul videos, I was saying that my fellow book club members recommended me a series, and I will be reading the second part of that series, and the book's name is Chanakya's Chant by Ashwin Sanghi. And let's see what this book is all about. The year is 340 BC. A haunted Brahmin youth vows revenge for the gruesome murder of his beloved father. Cold, calculating, cruel, and armed with a complete absence of accepted morals, he becomes the most powerful politician political strategist in Bharat and succeeds in uniting a ragged country against the invasion of the army of that demigod Alexander the Great. Pitting the weak edges of both forces against each other, he pulls off a wicked and astonishing victory and succeeds in installing Chandragupta on the throne of the mighty Mauryan Empire. History knows him as the brilliant strategist Chanakya. Satisfied and a little bored by his success as a kingmaker, through the simple summoning of his gifted mind, he recedes into the shadows to write his Arthashastra, the science of wealth. But history, while exults in repeating itself, revives Chanakya 2.5 millennia later in the avatar of Gangasagar Mishra, a Brahmin teacher in small-town India who becomes puppeteer to a host of ambitious individuals, including a certain slum child who grows up into a beautiful and powerful woman. Modern India happens to be just as driven as ancient Bharat by class hatred, corruption, and division politics. And this landscape is Gangasagar's feasting ground. Can this Willy Pandit, who preys on greed, venality, and sexual deviance, bring about another miracle of a united India? Will Chanakya's chant work again? I do not know what is more exciting, past meets the present, or how the reincarnation of Chanakya plays out, what actually happens. This book is definitely very thick, but I am very excited to read this one. It is always refreshing to read books by Indian authors, so let's add it to my TBR. Let's see what the fourth prompt is. Okay. What do we get? Okay, a book with a number in the title. Do I have one? Let's see. I scavenged every book that was on my shelf and I got only one book that has a number on the title, but the number is not numerical on the title. It is written in words, so I hope that it's okay. The book I am talking about is 12th Night. Look how cute the cover is. Let's see what the story of this book is about. Viola and Jack do not get along. Popular Jack Orsino is the worst student body president Viola Reyes has ever seen, and his lackadaisical attitude is just one more thing on V's long list of things to be annoyed about. Her only escape? The online role-playing game 12th Night, where she creates a masculine alter ego in order to be taken seriously in the gaming world. When a football injury leads Jack to start playing 12th Night too, their two worlds are set to collide. And as it becomes increasingly difficult for V to hide her future identity, Jack might just be falling for her offline. Enemies to lovers? Wow. I am hooked. I'm hooked already. Let's see what the fifth prompt is. I cannot even believe that we are halfway through this thing. The fifth prompt we have is a book set in a different continent. Very easy for me, and I will be picking up To Hate Adam Connor by Ella Mays. I loved reading Charlie Love and Clichés by Ella Mays, and I cannot wait to read more works by her. So let's read the blurb of this one. There's a sexy actor living next door. Wouldn't you take a peek? Adam Connor is an award-winning actor and undeniable heartthrob. He is recently divorced, a single dad, and he happens to live right next door. And it might be rude to stare, but Lucy just can't help it. The latter might have been a little much though. One night when she is indulging her stalker side, Lucy sees something terrible and has no choice but to intervene. She had the best of intentions, but Adam can't see past it and has her arrested. After that night, they are sworn enemies. Even though Adam knows he actually owes Lucy a lot and she can't pretend she doesn't, still find the hot dad act quite appealing. This book is also slightly enemies to lovers. I mean, the girl was a fan first, then she became enemies with the guy, and it also has single dad trope. I am very excited to read it because this will be my first ever single dad trope novel that I will be reading. So yay for that. Plus, I love Ella Mays' writing. I cannot wait to see what she has done with these characters. The story itself seems a little bit complicated. I mean, the characters might have a lot of complexities going on in their lives. I'm very excited to see their character dynamics. And let's now move on and start with the sixth prompt. Let's see what I get. Okay, so the sixth prompt I have is a book with a purple cover. Okay, here is the prompt. I feel so happy that I have organized my bookshelf on the basis of color. Can I bring you guys a little bit closer? Can you see this whole stack is purple? We have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. We have The Begum and the Dastan by Tarana Hussain Khan. We have Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. We have I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. We have Trouble Girls. We have Mad Sisters of Essie, which I tried to read but I couldn't. So yeah, I don't want to pick that book up. We have Iron Sword. We have The Things We Left Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. If I Never Met You by Mahiri McFarlane. My mind is asking me to pick any Lauren Asher novel, and I think I want to read The Fine Print because I already have the next two books. It is a complete trilogy that I have, so I think I'll go for the fine print. So the book I will be picking as a purple cover is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This book has been on my TBR for quite a long time, and I'm so very happy that I'm finally picking this book up. I have heard a lot of good things about Lauren Asher's writing, and let's see what the story of this book is. Rowan. I am in the business of creating fairy tales. Production companies, five-star hotels, theme parks, everything can be mine if I renovate Dreamland. Hiring Zahra was a great plan until I fell for her. By the time I realized where I went wrong, it was too late. People like me don't get happy endings, not when we are destined to ruin them. Zara. After submitting a drunk proposal criticizing Dreamland's most expensive ride, I should have been fired. Instead, Rowan Kane offered me a dream job. The catch? I had to work for the most difficult boss I have ever met. Rowan was rude and completely off limits, but my heart didn't care, at least not until I discovered his secret. It was time to teach the billionaire that money could not fix everything, especially not us. This guy is a billionaire. This woman works for him. Boss and employee romance. Wow. I am so happy. I'm so happy. Yes. I'm so happy that I'm going to read this book. I cannot wait. Let's now move on and select the 7th prompt and let's see what we land on. Let's pick one. Hyped up online. We have a perfect book and a perfect author that I do feel like is a little bit overhyped, but I also wanted to give her a second chance. That's why I got a book by her. Let's read her novel then. The book I'm talking about is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. Hot take, I did not like Love Hypothesis at all, but since her books are very hyped and she is also a very loved author, I wanted to give her a second chance and hence I got this book. Let's read what the story is about. The many lives of theoretical physicist Elsie Hanaway have finally caught up with her. By day, she is an adjunct professor toiling away with grading labs and teaching thermodynamics in the hopes of landing tenure. By other day, Elsie makes up for her non-existent paycheck by offering her services as a fake girlfriend, tapping into her expertly honed people-pleasing skills to embody whichever version of herself the client needs. Honestly, it's a pretty sweet gig, until her carefully constructed Elsie verse comes crashing down, because Jack Smith, the annoying, attractive and arrogant older brother of her favorite client, turns out to be the cold-hearted experimental physicist who ruined her mentor's career and undermined the reputation of theorists everywhere. And he is the same Jack Smith who rules over the physics department at MIT, standing right between Elsie and her dream job. Elsie is prepared for an all-out war of scholarly sabotage, but those long, penetrating looks, not having to be anything other than her true self when she is with him, will falling into an experimentalist's orbit finally tempt her to put her most guarded theories on love into practice. This book sounds promising because both of them are professors, but I am also skeptical about the fact that she gives fake girlfriend services. I don't know how that is played in that book, but I am also excited to see how that is played in that book. I hope you get what I mean, adding it to my TBR. We have 3 books left. We have a queer protagonist or author. Here it is. And I think I know which book I will pick. I will be going for What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I absolutely love the writing of Becky Albertalli, and she writes the perfect YA romances out there. Absolutely sweet, quirky, funny and serious also. This is about a queer couple, so it is right on point with respect to the prompt I got. Let's see what the story is about. Meet Arthur and Ben. Arthur is only in New York for the summer, but if Broadway has taught him anything, it's that the universe can deliver a show-stopping romance when you least expect it. Ben thinks the universe needs to mind its own business. If it had his back, he wouldn't be carrying a box of his ex-boyfriend's things. But after a chance meeting at the post office, the boys leave wondering what exactly the universe does have in store for them. What if they can't find each other again? What if they do, and then they can't nail a first date? What if Arthur tries too hard to make it work and Ben doesn't try hard enough? What if life really isn't like a Broadway musical? But what if it is? This sounds like a very cute romance story, and I'm very excited to read this one. Let's add it to my TBR. We have come to that second last prompt, and let's see what the 9th prompt has in hold for me. Read next book in a series. Okay, I do not have a lot of second books in my series, but when I saw a book that is matching what I'm wearing, then I was like, yes, I will read this book. And it is a second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series, and the book's name is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. Look, it matches my outfit. I am reading the first book in the series. Let's just be in that world for some time and let's read the second book in the series. Also, I've heard that all of these characters are different. I mean, you can read those books as standalones. So I will be reading other stories that will not saturate me as well. So let's see what the book is about. Declan. I am destined to become the next CEO of my family's media empire. The only problem, my grandfather's inheritance clause. Fulfilling his dying wish of getting married and having an heir seemed impossible until my assistant volunteers for the job. Our marriage was supposed to be the perfect solution to my biggest problem, but the more we act in love for the public, the more unsure I feel about our contract. Caring about Iris was never part of the deal, especially not when breaking her heart is inevitable. Iris, my plan to marry Declan was simple in theory. Moving together, through a wedding, have a baby. We set rules to prevent any kind of issues once that were never meant to be broken, no matter how much Declan tempts me. But what happens when our fake relationship bleeds into our new real one? Falling in love was never an option, at least not for me. Forced marriage proximity, and then they start having feelings for each other. Sounds so good. I also hope that I get to read or I get introduced to these characters in the first book of the series. Let's just hope for the good things, and let's pick up the final prompt for the month of October. Here we have the 10th prompt, and it is a book with a male main character. Let me check. Do we have anything? I think I have found a good book, and this book has been sitting on my TBR shelf for quite some time now. And I have heard that this is one of the OG Indian classics that were republished a few years ago by Penguin India. And the book I'm talking about is The Sea Hawk by Manohar Malgonkar. And look how beautiful the ship is in this book. Definitely it is an adventure story, and let's see what the book is all about. 17th century India. Chhatrapati Shivaji's dominion has been firmly established over the Deccan Peninsula. Troubled by the mounting European threat along the Konkan coast, the Maratha Empire turns to Kanhoji Angri, master mariner, excellent swordsman, and astute strategist to lead its navy. For the next few decades until his death in 1729, no matter who rules the land or lords over the trading settlements, none can defy Kanhoji's hold over the waters of the Konkan coast. Join Kanhoji on his many adventures and naval campaigns as he courts danger and evades capture. Manohar Malgonkar's thrilling storytelling in The Sea Hawk brings to life this Lord of the Konkan. Long out of the print, this Indian classic is once again available in stunning new editions. I so wish that there are more books like this where all of the, lost stories and hidden stories that our culture had is republished again by publishers. I'm very, very, very excited to read this one, and that's, I think, is the best way to end my TBR. Here are all of the books that I will be reading in the month of October. I can definitely see that there are more romance novels in this stack, but I also have one thriller and one Indian classic that is, all about sea adventures. So it will be a little bit versatile, and I'm so happy to pick such amazing books in the month of October, and I really hope that I enjoy reading all of them. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel and comment down below which book are you very, very, very excited to read in the month of October, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, pick up a new book and start reading. Bye.